Hey guys, it's Taylor. Welcome back. I just wanted to jump on and do a quick introduction to this video because I realized while editing that I didn't really do one. There's going to be like a continuity issue halfway through because I did get a haircut. Like half of my hair is going to disappear at some point. But yeah, full transparency, before I filmed the first clip you're going to see of me unwrapping the book, I had a week where I had like two pretty severe meltdowns that just made me pretty exhausted, pretty tired, not fully with it. So if I seem kind of low energy and all over the place, that's why. It's also probably why I did not explain anything pretty well. But yeah, this is a series in which I have 12 books wrapped up, 6 books that I really want to read, 6 books I don't, and they're all books that I've owned for like a decent amount of time, and I'm going to be unwrapping one and reading it every month of 2024. So this is the entry for February. I hope you enjoy it. Stick around, comment, subscribe if you do like it. If you have read the book, let me know your thoughts. But otherwise, I will throw over to me in the past and we can just get on with it. It's the 2nd of February and I need this to be a good book. Everything I've read so far this year has been just completely unremarkable. I've given 1 4-star, and outside of that, it's all been garbage. I know there's a romance in the pile in the books that are like this size that would be perfect if we got that for February, but I'm willing to admit the odds are not good. Dressed for bed, moisturized, hair back, ready for bed, and I am just hoping this is going to be like a fun little book that I can knock out in a weekend, God willing, give a solid 4 stars to, and just start a new month of reading off right. But I've been blindsided before. We've only done this once this year so far, and I've already been completely freaking chewed up and spat out, disappointed. I'm gonna just stop talking. It's not so environmentally friendly this time, unfortunately. Oh. Well, it's not a romance. This is House of Hollow, which is a YA horror fantasy. This is about 3 sisters who, I believe, they went missing under mysterious circumstances when they were little, and then after a month they came back and they were just different. They looked different, they acted different, they just came back changed, they came back strange. And I believe 10 years later one of them goes missing again, and really that's as much as I know. I hear the writing is very beautiful. It's kind of fairy tale-esque, kind of gothic creepiness, and I could be down for that. It's not what I was expecting, it's not what I wanted, but I can get into that. So I guess I'm gonna go lie down. I guess I'm gonna go start this, see if it pulls me in, or whether I just go back to watching Queer Eye, and I'll see you in the morning. Good evening. Welcome to my very floral bed, which I think is aesthetically appropriate to talk about this book. Excuse my hair wrap. I decided I needed to wash my hair. I think I'm going to get a haircut tomorrow, which is huge. It's been over a year since I had a haircut, and I know I'm going to be upset because I'm always disappointed and angry anytime I get a haircut, but it's just time. It's just got to be done. I am about 100 pages into the book and I really, really like it so far. I don't know if it's quite a 5-star. If I was reading this like 10 years ago, 5 stars immediately. It's very, very, I would say, like early 2010s Tumblr coded, if that makes sense. It's like in London, everyone's kind of skinny, everyone's kind of grungy. Even the way the sisters are, like the way they are since they came back from whatever happened to them, is very, it's giving Alexandria's Genesis, if you remember that like Tumblr fake post. The main character, the narrator, is the youngest sister and she's always complaining like, oh my god, like we're just so skinny and beautiful. We have like really dark eyes but white hair. I'm just always like so hungry and I eat so much but nothing ever happens. I'm still like, I just stay so skinny. We can like touch people and it makes them do whatever we want. Like it's so much pressure. It's so annoying. Like, girl, whatever, shut up. Yeah, I guess for better or worse, that's an aesthetic that's really nostalgic to me. It reminds me of being like 18, 19 years old and getting excited about this kind of aesthetic, getting excited about that kind of stuff. The oldest sister, the one that has gone missing now in the present of the book, is like a fashion designer now, and she designs like all these woodland inspired and like fairy tale fae inspired collections, and I'm sorry, I just love that kind of shit. I'm a millennial, like fucking sue me. Like the story in and of itself so far is intriguing enough, but that like decaying aesthetic just adds like a little something that's like extra special. I really like Crystal Sutherland's writing style as well. It's very, I think, delicate is the way I would describe it. Like flowers, like floral stuff is kind of like a repeated motif in here, and I feel the writing kind of has that quality to it as well. If that makes sense, it probably doesn't, but I know what I mean, so get with the program. I'm planning to read a lot tonight if possible. Like I said, I'm only about 100 pages in. I actually had to work all of this morning. I don't know if I've ever talked about this, but I work for a university in admissions, and sometimes when it's like getting towards us closing like an admission period, there's so much stuff to do. We will like work on a Saturday. It's not ideal, like, but it is what it is. We get paid, and I'd like volunteered to do it, but that was before I had opened this, right? So now I was sitting there all morning just being like, wish I was reading, can't wait to get back to it. But then when I finished work, I like took a nap, things happened, I had to like watch Drag Race, eat pizza, you know, it's the weekend.
Ladies and gentlemen, the weekend.
But yeah, because I had that afternoon nap, I think I'm probably gonna end up being up pretty late tonight, which hopefully means I will get much, much further into this. I'm gonna let you go, and I will see you again sometime tomorrow.
Enormous continues.
Freaking windy outside, so I'm sorry if you can hear that. First of all, it is also so hot. It is like 38 degrees. It's like 38 degrees in Melbourne today. It's crazy. I'm cooling off though with an alcoholic beverage, which you can do on the weekend. It's legal to do that on the weekend.
Ladies and gentlemen, the weekend.
I'm actually God's bravest soldier. I got like half my hair cut off and I didn't even cry about it. I didn't even get upset about it looking different, which I normally do. I definitely thought about it, but I held it all inside. And you would have saw, I also bought a signed copy of the new Kylie Reid book. How exciting. I wasn't going to buy books today, but then I saw it and I was like, have to, right? Would be stupid not to. I'd just be being mean to myself. I know what you're thinking though. You're thinking, Taylor, what about the book? Well, I am happy to say I am finished. I am finished with House of Hollow, and I'm sorry about it, but this is my first 5-star banger of the year. Can I say something right now? This gives what Hellbent thought it was going to give, okay? If you want a quest and then a battle in like a hell, limbo, desolated, weird landscape, this book will deliver on that. More than that other book did. I'm sorry. I actually loved this. It was so much more compelling than I was expecting it to be. Like, obviously I purchased this, I thought it sounded good, and then I don't know what to tell. I was just blown away. I can recognize that this probably would not be a 5-star read for everybody. Like I said, this just happened to have an aesthetic that really appealed to me personally, and I think that was a lot of the reason that I enjoyed it. But I think it's also just really well written. It's written in such a way that I have pretty much entirely grown out of YA, to be honest. I'm 30 years old, but this is definitely like the very, very upper end of YA, I would say. If it was a little bit longer, it's like just under 300 pages. If it was a little bit longer, a little bit more fleshed out, it would be completely indivisible from adult fiction. I'm pretty sure the only thing classing it as YA is the fact that the main character is 17. Outside of that, just a really well written horror fantasy book. I don't know what else to tell you. And if anything, I think I went into it with the mindset that well, this can't possibly be like fully a 5-star for me because it is a YA book. But when I realized I was just thinking of reasons to not rate it 5 stars, I was like, come on, Taylor, come on. This is the most fun I've had reading a book so far this year. I just looked down at the back of the book, and in the blurbs, Louise O'Neill said, some of the finest writing I've seen in YA fiction. She's right. She's simply correct. The YA-ness of it also made me feel like it was just going to be a very straightforward quest story the entire time. And it wasn't, you know, it was, but it wasn't. Like, there were twists that I think Crystal Sutherland pulled off really well. Things that I was simply open-mouthed a few times reading this. And unfortunately, I feel like there's not going to be a lot of footage for this vlog, and that is just a testament, I think, to how much I like this book. I simply couldn't put it down. Well, sometimes I did put it down, but when I put it down, it was like physically painful to do so. So yeah, I'm honestly so happy that we have managed to scrape a win out of this project, and so quickly too, because Exiles was not good, and I was really worried that this was just going to be months and months and months of me reading books I hated and responding to books I hated, and that can be fun sometimes. Like, I think that's fun to watch, but it saps a lot of the enjoyment for me out of actually reading the books. But no, we have stumbled here upon an absolute winner, and my first 5-star read of the year. That's so exciting. I actually found the receipt in here from when I purchased this over a year ago, and I bought it at the same time as Piranesi, which was my favorite book that I read in 2023, and they are kind of weird, like sister books in a way. I feel like they're both about identity and like liminal spaces, doorways to other universes, and I am just really glad I read this book and that I get to tell people it was really good. I'm gonna go now because boy is the heat and the sensory nightmare that is getting my hair cut. Boy, has that made me tired. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this one. There are 10 more books in this series to go, one every month. So please, subscribe, stick around if you want to be on the rest of that journey. Some are bound to be misses, but maybe there'll be some more hits like this one in there, God willing. Have a beautiful day, night, endless twilight, wherever you are, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.